On World Tuberculosis Day, researchers watched monkeys survive what should have been a lethal dose of TB. It's one of those moments that makes you wonder, could this actually change the course of history?
That's an image that sticks. Today's May 10th, 2025, and we're digging into something that, well, hasn't happened for over 100 years. A real shot at a new tuberculosis vaccine. But, why is this such a big deal right now?
TB remains the top infectious disease killer after COVID-19. Last year alone, we lost 1.25 million lives. And here's the thing, about a quarter of the world's population carries the TB bacterium. Most people won't get sick, but somewhere between 5 and 10% will go on to develop active TB.
And the vaccine we've had for, what, a century, the BCG, it really only protects children, right? It doesn't do much to prevent adults from getting pulmonary TB. That's the form that actually spreads most easily.
Exactly, BCG was first used in the 1920s. It's about 70 to 80% effective against the severe forms of TB in kids. But for adults, it doesn't offer real protection, which means, most of the world stays at risk, especially in places where TB is common.
So why now? What's changed to make this a turning point?
The major shift is that several new vaccine candidates are in late-stage trials now, and the results look promising. The one getting the most attention is called M72AS01E, developed with support from Gates Medical Research Institute. It's moved into Phase 3 after earlier trials showed about 50% efficacy in adults who already have latent TB.
Wait, 50%? That doesn't sound huge. Why is that a breakthrough for TB?
Because with TB, even partial protection in adults could change everything. We've never had a vaccine that blocks transmission among adults, period. And the scale of the trial is big. 20,000 people across Indonesia, Kenya, Malawi, South Africa, and Zambia. That shows how urgent and how global this effort is.
That's a massive trial. Who's making all this possible?
It's very much a team effort. Gates MRI leads, but GSK, Wellcome, and actually, lessons from the COVID-19 vaccine rollout are in the mix too, like in trial design and working with communities. That's how they got things moving so quickly this time.
Are there other vaccine candidates, or is M72AS01E the only one on the horizon?
There are others. For example, MTB-Vac, developed by BioFabry, is in the Imagine trial right now. Early data looks good, especially in teens and adults with latent TB. And there's also what's called the Delta Sig-H candidate from Texas Biomedical Research Institute. In primate studies, it gave total protection against a lethal TB challenge.
Wait, total protection in monkeys? That's pretty striking. But how close is that to helping people?
That one's still preclinical, so we're not there yet. But it's a signal. If we have the right approach, stronger protection is possible. And for the first time, we're not looking at just one potential vaccine. There are several in the pipeline, all at different stages.
If one of these passes all the trials, what impact could it have globally?
The World Health Organization wants to cut TB deaths by 95% and cases by 90% by 2035. That's not achievable without a new vaccine. Planning for mass production and rollout has already started. There's a new TB Vaccine Accelerator Council to speed up approvals and funding. So once a vaccine is ready, it actually gets to the people who need it.
Are they borrowing ideas from the COVID-19 vaccine rollout? That changed a lot in terms of speed and access.
Absolutely. They're focused on making sure there's fair access not just for wealthy countries. Local manufacturing and building better cold chain systems are priorities, so we don't see the same delays and shortages we had back in 2021.
But there's still a long road ahead. Trials, approvals, and actually delivering vaccines to people.
True, but the pace is real this time. After a century of almost no progress, there's suddenly real movement. Dr. Alamnu Dagnu from Gates MRI said if these vaccines can prevent pulmonary TB in adults and teens, it could transform how we control TB globally.
So after 100 years of BCG, we might be looking at the start of a whole new era in TB prevention. Why did it take so long, though?
TB's a tricky pathogen. It hides in the body, it's tough to target. And for decades, most research dollars went elsewhere. Now, with better science and global collaboration, things are finally shifting.
And for millions of people who live with the threat of TB every day, this could mean real hope, not just numbers on a page.
Exactly. We're not at the finish line yet, but for the first time in a century, new tools to stop TB are within reach.
Which brings us back to where we started. Monkeys surviving a lethal dose, and maybe soon, people too.
Thanks for tuning in. Today we covered the ongoing TB crisis, new vaccine breakthroughs, and how lessons from COVID-19 might shape what happens next.
Stay curious, stay informed, and we'll be back next time as science continues to push global health forward.